channel where you can find really useful information and without the water. So today's topic is choosing front-end package. So as a front-end developers, we have hundreds of thousands of the packages. And how to choose the correct that you need package? Because we are living in library framework hell, and it's difficult to do it. So here is my algorithm what I use. So before implementing feature, you need to get precise requirements about functionality, what you need to elaborate. You need to understand the priority of this feature, what you will elaborate. You need to understand can it be changed in the future. So it is base, this is base. And you need to understand maybe you need to develop only this feature for the investigation. And actually you need to ask yourself, can you do this without extra package by your own code? And after all of this, you need to search the packages. You need to compare them using decision metrics. And you need to select and use it. So where to search? So here is one interesting site which I really recommend to you. This is OpenBase. So OpenBase, this is scanner for GitLab, GitHub, Bitbucket. It scans all over these repositories and provides you really useful information for each of the packages with statistics. So for example, you need to select and use some table component from the React. So what you are doing, you're just writing in the search table keyword, and you see here that in the results you see that you have best table libraries, best pivot table libraries, and best React table libraries. So you should select React table libraries, and you have 19 libraries. So you see here you have decision metrics. What is description, author, license, type definitions, what are the ECMAScript module support, what is the popularity, reviews, and tons of interesting stuff. And based on this, you can select whatever you want. And it's like really great comparison between each package. The next resource I recommend to use, this is pure React Search. So not all the packages are hosted on the open basis, so you should use also GitHub Search directly. And the other stuff you need to do, you need to search with awesome keyword at the start of your request. So for example, you need to Google like awesome React tables, or awesome React security, or awesome React performance. And with this keywords combination, you will see in the results the first page with tons of useful links. So what I mean? So for example, I am googling awesome React components, and here is the result. So there are a lot of README files in the GitHub with awesome prefix. And you see, this is simple README file. But in this README file, you see that you have a lot of UI components, you have a lot of code design, utilities, and a lot of useful stuff. And another link I want you to check, this is UI patterns with Pure.js on the CodePen. This is also useful results to search and to check different components, different libraries on the CodePen. And the similar resource to OpenBase, this is best of JS. So on this resource, you can search over some specific keywords. You can search by popularity, you can search by tags, and many, many more. Okay, so what about decision metrics? So as you saw earlier, so on the decision metrics, you have a lot of packages to compare, and you have some specific criteria to compare. But I want to provide my own decision metrics. And on these decision metrics, the main idea, you can select and you can add your own functional requirements. So for example, your table should have pagination or lazy load, and you can add your own functional requirements and add score, final score. And each functional requirement will have its own multiplier. So how important this functional requirement? So for example, if the size doesn't important for your project, you can set the multiplier for the size like 1. It doesn't important. But if the pagination is important for you, really important, and it's crucial and it's critical, you can select multiplier by 5. And here you can also provide different score for different packages, and you will have the final score. And with these calculations, you can understand what's better fits for your project. So here also I am providing the decision matrix link and the explanation. You can read it, and here is how to use and create your own decision matrix. Okay, so let's move forward. And maybe you don't need extra package. So, for example, in the npm yarn or pnpm, there are tons of unnecessary packages with one line of code. So, for example, there is package sum, and sum package provides you only one function that sums two variables. So, lots of packages are unnecessary. So maybe you can do this with your code. And here is I providing two links. So the first link, it's one line code. So for example, you can create like box handler or another function, or you can check maybe you can do this without package and with less of code. The same idea goes here. So here is 30 seconds of code. So you can select, for example, React hooks, and there are a lot of useful React hooks which you can just copy and not to use corresponding package. And another stuff which is really interesting is to use Copilot and Source Graph. So, for example, you need to provide some functionality. You need to provide some throttling or debouncing or another stuff. Really small piece of code, but you don't know how to write this piece of code. Or for example, some bubble sort algorithm or tree search. So with the Copilot, you can write it like words what you need, and Copilot can search over the all open source GitHub and provide you the correspondent results, and you can use this code. So here is an example how you can use the code, how you can search over the code base with the Copilot. But it works only for the small pieces of code. You cannot create with the Copilot like big React library with the tons of files. It's just useful for the providing some small functionality, some small helpers, services, hooks, whatever. And the same idea goes with Source Graph. So Source Graph, it has similar functionality than OpenBase, and you can search over the GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab with tons of filters. You can use the search and you can find really easily information and code what you need. And when you choose package, think about package size wisely. So here are three main points I want to discuss with you. Here is the first, it's bundle phobia. So really simple site, you just type in some specific package which you want to be in your project, and you see that the results from the bundle phobia. So the same thing you can check on the OpenBase site. It has integrated functionality. And the same idea goes with import cost extension. This is small VS Code extension which shows you the size of the corresponding package you are using. And you can also check the pack source map explorer. So many of the packages you forget about have a lot of size. For example, Moment.js, and you can check your own application build, and based on this you can change some packages. So for example, to change from moment to day.js, and this will reduce your build. So that's it. So thank you for watching this video. Please click like it and subscribe, and you will see the new video soon. Thanks.